All praises to God, the Father, through his Son, Jesus Christ, in the Holy Spirit. Hello, everyone. Today we want to go to Philippians chapter 3, verse 2, and it reads, "Beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of the concision." One thing we need to understand here is that Paul is not talking about canine dogs. He's not talking about dogs. I've been hearing a lot of people lately saying that God does not like dogs. God don't like dogs. Okay, let's from the beginning, when we'll work our way backwards here. He's talking about homosexuality, and perversion. That word dogs in the Greek dictionary, which I looked it up, came back to this word hound dog. Okay, or a hound or a coon dog. But you got to remember that Paul was Benjamite, right? So you also, when you reading him, you may have to also look in that Hebrew dictionary. So that's what we did. We looked up the word dog in the Hebrew dictionary, and it came back. So here I go with my technology here. Let's just slide this over. That word is the word, where is it? There it is. Keleb. Look at here, y'all. 3611. Here it is, right here. From an unused from an unused root, meaning to yelp, Y-E-L-P, or else to attack a dog. Hence, by euphemism, a male prostitute. A male prostitute. How do we know that that's what St. Paul is talking about? Because he says the other two, he gives us three instances here where he talks about beware of dogs, that's one. Beware of evil workers, that's two. Beware of the concision. This particular word, beware. Beware, when you look it up in the this appendix that this Bible, the companion Bible has, the word beware, where is it? Let's see, 3 and 2. It has, let me go to it. I just want to show you something really quickly here. Appendix 133, 1 and 5. Let me just show you something real quickly here. The word beware, 133, is synonymous for see, look, behold, etc. We're looking at 133. This we're not going to look at them. Has approximately 25 different translations for the word beware. See, look, behold, and you can just take a peek here and see how many things that was translated. The one we're looking at here is 5. Right here, BLEPO. Hope you can see that. To have the power of seeing using the eyes to look at. Hence, to observe accurately, used of mental vision, and implying more contemplation than another word that means to see. It means horeo. Here it is, right here, number 8. I'm not gonna move my thing around, but here it is, right here. Is a bodily view, means to physically look at with the eyes. This particular word, used of mental vision, that's what we call discernment. When he talks about these men, these dogs, he's talking about men. Okay? These are what we call down low. Kata. This word beware it comes from a word. Let's see. Let me get it right here. Anyway, we're not gonna worry about that. I don't want to belabor this. Beware of dogs. Evil workers are men. The concision are men who tell you they are Jews or Israelites simply because they have the physical circumcision when they really in their hearts are not at all. They may be anything, but he's saying don't be fooled by what you see. Beware of dogs. Dogs are down low. Kata, down low. Okay, so let's prove that up right here. We're going to take a peek now here over at because we know that Paul was Hebrew, right? We looked at that, a male prostitute. This word is, let me just flip over here. What we would call a dragon. See, a lot of times when the Bible is talking about a dragon, it's talking about a drag queen. Because this word dragon, we're going to take a peek at it. Drag queen. The jackal, Hebrew 8577. Let's take a peek over here. This word drag queen comes from the word dragon. Dragon leads us back to the word jackal. I like to show these. I hope I'm able to do it in a reasonable amount of time. I'm trying to limit the length of these videos. You can anything I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you how I got it. You can go check it for yourself. Okay, so all I'm looking for now is this word jackal, and there it is. Okay, number 8577. Let's get it in view here. 8577. Now let's go up a little bit. There it is. A dragon, sea monster, or a jackal. Okay. Dragon, sea monster, jackal. 8577. Right here. 8577. There we are. So there's a jackal. There's the dragon, sea monster. But what I want us to do now is take a peek in our regular dictionary for this word jackal. The word jackal. We're going to do it right here. This word jackal. And then got two more places to look, and then that'll be the end of this video. I'm not going to go too long with it. I'm going to try to keep it short and to the point. There's our word jackal. Look at that. It says any of several dog-like mammals, blah, blah, blah. And that's that. We can see that. But what we really want to look at here, what we're really focusing on here, is the origin of this word. Right here. Persian, shagal. Chaco, shagal, keep that in mind. Shagal, and this here right here. It has a definition here, but this is where we want to know where the word came from. So guess what that is? And then this is going to be the last place we go. We're going to go to, let's see where it is. Number 7693 in Hebrew Dictionary. We're almost finished. 7693 in the Hebrew. Does it take all this? Yeah. It took me about 1 minute to get this worked out. I just didn't think he was talking about. Okay, here we go. 7693. It's talking about homosexual men. We're going to take a walk through several words, and then that'll be it. But you can do all this for yourself if you really want to. Look down at the bottom. 7693. Right here. Shagal. Remember that word now. Remember it, because we just looked at it in the jackal definition. It means to copulate with, lie with, and ravish. Okay? Then we go up to the top. We always do that. There's the other word that was also in that definition that we just looked at. Jackal. Remember, I'm going to flip back real quick. Jackal. Remember that now. Down at the bottom. Turkish. Shagal. Persia, Shagal. Shagal. Remember that. Shagal. Flip over here to this Hebrew dictionary. What we're looking at here. A little bit different. Look, there it is. Shagal. Copulate with, down at the bottom. There it is, Shagal. But then we got to walk it a little bit further because that's not what we're talking about. Here's our word right here, a queen. Now this kind of ties in a little bit to what we just did with Ishtar and them, right? Ishtar and Vashti. We could go a little deeper with that, but we won't. Insanity and the madman, queen. Well, let me see now. What is this word queen? 7693, 7694 is queen. Let's look up the word queen. We know what a queen is, but I'm going to just show y'all. This is what you got to do when you're reading. You can't take this thing at its face value. That's why God tells us to study. You are a queen. He tells us to study. We have to study. You can't just sit there. The Bible is not a read. It is a study. Not hard to do. You just need a few little books. Or an old person or a lady like me just sitting around looking. I just want to know what's up. Sometimes there's that word queen. I just saw that. Oh my, I didn't even know that. Prostitute. Quean. I just saw that. A young woman. Queen. But here we want to go down to the bottom. This is where we're going down to the bottom of this right here. To make a woman a queen. Hold on. A queen in chess. Here we are at number 5. It ain't offensive anymore. Offensive slang used as a disparaging term for a homosexual man. Y'all, that's what the dog is. The dog, why do they say it's a dog? Because of the position that a man takes many times in the sex act with another man. Doggy style. You know, we've heard of that before. Doggy style. In reference to the back end. Excuse me. In reference to the back end, right? Drag queen is a dragon. What is a dragon? Number 13. Let's see why I got this highlighted since I'm still here. Number 1341. What's that? Hebrew. Got that highlighted a little bit. Let me just take a peek over there and see what that is. In so many ways, God said he has foretold us all things. I always keep thinking that. I always think, he said he told us everything. Where is it, God? If you look, you will find it. 1341. Let's see if he can give us something here. Here we go. 1341. Think they came up with a new word? Of course they didn't. What did God say what it is? Pronounced gay. 1343 for haughty and proud. It sounds, there's nothing new under the sun, right? Gay. From 1342. Oh gosh, here we go. I just saw something else. Lofty, proud, arrogance, pride. Look at this, y'all. 1342. Oh my stars. To mount up. What does mount usually involve? This is going to be my last word I look up. I hadn't noticed this one. To mount. To mount. You mount a horse by doing what? Getting on its what? Back. Oh, I'm not even going to go to mount. You can do that for yourself. Whenever we study, particularly when you're reading somebody like Paul, remember, Paul was I believe, Benjamite. That makes him Hebrew. He was an Israelite. And he spoke 4 or 5 languages. You got to search him. You got to search with him. Don't take it at face value. Okay. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for listening.